been doing a lot of contemplating about why my channel hasn't been growing that much. And then I kind of sat down, did a lot of thinking and thought about three main things that make a channel grow. Hi guys, so welcome to a sit down video. We haven't done one of these in a while. We haven't sat down one-on-one and talked. Let me get settled. So I have some water because I am gonna get thirsty while talking. So in this video, I wanted to talk about some harsh truths about growing your YouTube channel. All the highs and lows associated with it, and basically what a roller coaster of a ride it is. I mean, it is a roller coaster ride that I chose to get on and I still don't want to get off. A lot of people have been watching my YouTube video that I posted a while back. The truth about what happens when you get 1,000 YouTube subscribers. And people have been leaving a lot of comments. They've been asking about when am I gonna get this email from YouTube? Is my channel gonna get monetized? That video was literally a year ago. I think it was August when I made that video when my channel got monetized. And I think the sad part is that for me, no milestones have happened since then. So my channel right now is around 1,600 subscribers. So I'm actually down subscribers from last year because I'm not at 2,000, right? So I haven't made any milestones yet, and I have been doing a lot of contemplating about why my channel hasn't been growing that much. And then I kind of sat down, did a lot of thinking and thought about three main things that make a channel grow. So this video is definitely for people who are kind of smaller YouTubers like myself a little bit, or even if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel and you haven't yet started. So this video is for you, so you can sort of get a realistic and a disillusioned view. I don't think I'm jaded yet, but I just want to give you a realistic view of what makes a channel grow or not grow. So this video is going to be divided into three parts. So analytics, aesthetics, and algorithm. We're going to first talk about analytics here. I knew early on when I started taking YouTube more seriously was that I have to get the analytics on my side. What I mean by that is I knew I had to make at least some sort of content that is searchable. And I focused on making a lot of videos about Boston for that purpose. I made a lot of, cost of living in Boston, the truth about living in Boston, what I spend in Boston, things like that nature, apartment hunting in Boston, because I knew that people are on YouTube searching for these practical things, practical tips, and the analytics were sort of mildly favoring me at that point. Some of those videos got 21,000 views. One of those videos has about 80,000 views now, things like that, 10,000, 5,000, so in thousands. And that did help my channel grow a little bit. I was about 1,000 subscribers in a year that I started making videos seriously, which I felt pretty excited about back then because when I started my channel, when I was not taking it seriously, I had maybe not even 50 subscribers. 1,000 to me was such a big deal, and it still is quite a big deal. So during that time of making a lot of searchable content about Boston, etc., people really subscribed to the channel because I was constantly pumping out videos about Boston and living in Boston. But after a point, I also got bored of making the same content. I got bored of sitting down and talking to you guys about living in Boston, I wanted to sort of branch out a little bit and start kind of vlogging, because my initial thought was, why don't I show you what living in Boston is like rather than tell you? But a lot of people actually enjoyed those sit down videos where I was giving them facts about this is what it is, how you find apartments, where I was actually telling them and giving them actual value rather than showing them what my life is like. Because vlogs are kind of hit or miss. It's harder to form an audience really just by vlogs, I think, at least for me it is, because I am not aesthetically that 20-year-old blonde girl who's exercising and getting smoothies and stuff. That's not my lifestyle, and I don't know, people really watch YouTube for stuff like that, so that is the truth. Because of a lot of vlogging, my content had become less searchable, and that has really tanked my views for some reason. The past couple of videos that I made were about going to Acadia, didn't get much views. I posted one yesterday about being productive at Harvard, still hasn't gotten much views. So a lot of my views have just tanked because I think a lot of my videos in the past were just me vlogging about what I'm doing in Boston. But I think people really wanted me to give them value by sitting down and telling them important things about living in Boston, which I was initially doing. So the point is that initially for a smaller YouTuber, you have to sort of make content that is searchable. Analytics are basically like your high school friends. Like, you don't want to alienate those 2 or 3 friends that you have at this stage. Literally, like, I feel like I'm a kid at high school who has like 2 friends, and I can't, because like that's how many views I'm getting, like 2 views or something, and I can't afford to lose those 2 friends that I have. So here we are making more value driven content. But that is exactly what the point I'm trying to make, is that initially you have to make more value driven content that's going to be searchable, is going to give value to people, and then possibly they'll watch the video and subscribe for you, like your personality, you know. The second point I wanted to talk about was aesthetics. By aesthetics, what I mean is aesthetics and the vibe of a channel. So usually I am not a very aesthetic person. That is just not my lifestyle. I don't have a curated lifestyle. I don't stick to one particular thing or one particular genre. My brain doesn't work like that. I try like all kinds of different things. So for me, it took a while to really aesthetically sort of even begin to understand how to assemble a channel. You know, there are people who really take YouTube so seriously that you can see from their first upload, their thumbnails have a vibe, their videos have a vibe. I never learned that. Like, that is not something that I ever kind of learn. I am a scientist by profession, so my brain at times is like going 50 miles an hour. And sometimes I'm lost thinking about big ideas, and sometimes like it's very hard to me to be very detail oriented. You know, you must be thinking you're a scientist and you're not detail oriented, but there are different kinds of scientists, trust me. So aesthetically, it took me a while to really like figure out like the kind of videos I would want to make, what vibe my channel would have, and I'm not even there yet. Like, in my mind, I'm still thinking about where this channel would go, what I want to make. Right now, in terms of aesthetic, I am focusing on longevity. Like, I want to not stress about that too much to the point where it cripples me. You know, there is like, I forget the word that I'm thinking about, but there's like, you just like overthink things so much that like you literally prevent yourself from doing anything. And I don't want to overthink and just like criticize everything and the aesthetics and just stop making content. So aesthetic right now is just like this. This is the aesthetic of the channel. The other layer on the aesthetic is actually the aesthetic of the person itself. So I was born with this, and I can't change this that much, right? I mean, I can, plastic surgery, for example, but I don't want to. Like, this is pretty good. I don't want to change it, but I wasn't born like blonde and white, and I wasn't born like, you know, like this is what my body looks like, you know. I'm like, so I wasn't born, I think, I didn't grow up to be like conventionally attractive that much. What I mean by that is, I'm in America, so for a lot of people, if you talk about conventional attractiveness, you'll think about somebody who's blonde, think about somebody who's a brunette, really skinny, and like, I'm talking about women, and for men, you can like, you know, basically strong secondary sexual characteristics like jaw and like, you know, beautiful or whatever that might be to you. But I am realistic enough to know that I am not like out of the box beautiful. So I really have to like work with what I have. And what I actually mean by that is, if you take somebody like Emma Chamberlain, right? She is young, she was, you know, blew up in her teens, and that somebody who looks like that is the perfect model basically to sell things to the masses, because a lot of masses are like teen girls who want to be like her. That is somebody on whose back capitalistic companies can sell things to so many people. Like, so many brands have over time collaborated with her. Yes, she established herself as a YouTuber, but I think on some level cards are stacked towards people who you could tell early on that they would be able to sell stuff to the masses. Younger people, white people, teen girls, teen boys who are doing crazy pranks, like that's the kind of views that get pushed on YouTube. Because what YouTube is trying to do is hook a lot of these teenagers early on in their life. Because once they attach you to a big YouTuber that you watch from when you're growing up, in your 20s, when you start making money, they'll be able to sell you more shit. Again, case in point, like somebody like Emma Chamberlain started like doing brand deals with like Target or something like that. Now she's modeling for Louis Vuitton. So people who have grown with her, who are gonna be in their mid-20s, late 20s now, I mean, she's younger, but mid-20s, late 20s now would be buying that shit. Does that make sense? So that is the kind of like physical aesthetics that YouTube favors. I don't even want to like talk about colorism that much, but there definitely is colorism. I think there are studies shown that like what kind of thumbnails people click on, what do you have to look like to, you know, sort of get noticed on a thumbnail, things of that nature totally exist. But obviously I don't want to like just say that, oh my god, my YouTube videos are not getting views because I'm Indian or like because I'm brown. But part of it is true. Like I am Indian, I'm in America, so like my market here is kind of not that huge. Like my name, most people wouldn't even know how to pronounce my name. It's Arpit, by the way. So I'm just saying I am less relatable aesthetically as compared to somebody like white who grew up here and basically is conventionally attractive. So that aesthetically, I just on the basis of this, and kind of like my channel too stands a bit in a category that I quite haven't been able to like, you know, appeal to the masses per se. So that is something that if you start your channel early and you want to grow your channel, find out if you can aesthetically curate your videos, your thumbnails, your look even. I think even that helps. And if you are conventionally attractive, YouTube will eat the shit out of you. So the third thing I want to talk about is the algorithm. I don't know much about the algorithm, but I know that YouTube algorithm changes all the time. I know there was a while when it was favoring a lot of smaller videos. I think there was a while when it was favoring like really long videos, so the engagement time can be high, people are watching for longer, that sort of stuff. So admittedly, I haven't been able to sort of get a hold of her. I don't know what is in her mind. She kind of seems like a bipolar parent to me that hugs you one second, kind of like pushes you aside the other. I do kind of agree that it does reward consistency, or at least that's what YouTube wants you to think. I was watching this recent video by Jackie Aina and she was saying that YouTube did this thing where it wasn't sending notifications of her recent uploads to her already existing subscriber base. So I have heard that algorithm does these weird things where it also can tank your views just if it wants to want you to make more content more often, and people have been doing that now because their views have been tanking. That's happened to a bunch of YouTubers. I think Kelly Stamps mentioned it, Jackie Aina mentioned it, I bet others as well who rely on YouTube a lot for like their earnings. It's their full-time business, have noticed that the views tank if the algorithm wants you to pump out more content. I don't think that's happening to me. I think my growth was slowed and my views were tanking because I was just making videos that I kind of wanted to make. I wasn't focused on making my channel grow, but I think I'm getting into that zone. Doing sort of YouTube for the past year, now I've realized that there is a rhythm. I have to tap into sort of my personality while providing value, that sort of stuff. And I think algorithm does favor that. And I think in my experience, value is being favored by the algorithm somehow. So if it's searchable content that provides value, that people are watching for longer, I think the algorithm picks up on that shit. Thumbnails too, I think thumbnails is something that are like really can skew the algorithm, because clickbaity thumbnails I think would work once or twice but not for too long. So you have to also think about that sort of stuff. Like one of the videos I recently made was I'm leaving Boston. That was the thumbnail and it was a clickbait thumbnail, but I thought it was funny. Like it was not clickbait because I didn't write like I'm dying or something like that. I have a disease. It was just like I'm leaving Boston, and it was a clickbait because I was in a farm and I pretended that I'm not in Boston. That really like has kind of backfired. I think a bunch of people unsubscribed to my channel after that, because if I built my channel on the foundation of like I live in Boston, I can tell you about living in Boston, then I upload a video that literally the thumbnail said I'm leaving Boston, people unsubscribe this shit. I lost subscribers from that. And that is the thing. Algorithm does matter at my stage, because even like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 losses of subscribers reflect hugely on my channel. If I wake up tomorrow and 3 people have unsubscribed, yes, I will notice. Makes me feel bad. When I upload a video, I want it to bring me more subscribers, not tank my subscribers. And that has happened in the past few videos. I upload something and I'll instantly lose like 3 or 4 subscribers. It sucks, because I'm sitting here making content for my subscribers, and then like people probably are like, who the fuck is this? I want to unsubscribe, and they do. So Yeah, algorithm is something I'm still trying to figure out, but once I have a better handle on it, I will definitely give you guys the deets. Really, I wanted to make this video and talk about analytics, aesthetics, and algorithms so that a lot of people who are in the same position now as I was last year can watch this video. If I could go back in time from the lessons that I've learned over the period of 1 year of doing YouTube, I would show myself this video and I'd be like, well, listen, watch this and it might help your channel grow. So the goal at the end is not to get to 1,000 subscribers, right? The goal at the end is to grow your channel more, not be stagnant or plateaued. And I think that's what everybody wants. With that being said, I really hope people who are like in the same subscriber zone as I am watch this video and you can sort of learn from my lessons, or actually like comment down below and teach me something. Teach me what has helped you grow your channel so I can learn from you. I know there are so many people out there, and I think that's what's fun about YouTube, that there are so many people out there doing so many different things. To me, it's so much more entertaining than TV. Like me, I feel like when I watch a video like this, somebody like Kelly Stamps, I feel like they're talking to me. So that is the sort of videos that I'd really gravitate towards and kind of like, you know, have always tried to like emulate in the sense. I think if this was easy, everybody would be doing it and getting really good at it. But that is what makes it fun, that it's challenging. Not everybody can do this and not everybody can succeed at this. So why not give it a shot? So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video about really the trials and tribulations of growing a small YouTube channel. And if you did, I'm really happy. And I can't end this video without saying, please subscribe to the channel, help my channel grow. So see ya, bye.